mud and water. And now the Holy Spirit now of God breathed into that mud. Breathed into that mud and water. The life, the Ruach of God came through the nostril of the Holy Spirit and went into man. And what happened to man? There was a transformation, man. Such wonderful how God created us. There was a transformation. Man became a living soul. Number one, he became conscious of his environment. Number two, and man, mud and water became flesh, bone, and blood. Just imagine that. Think about it for a while. And see how the power of God just transforms something that is so simple just into something so magnificent. And by the way, that was the image of God created man in his image and likeness. It was not something God just drew up on a paper and said, you know what, let me try this. God said, I'm going to place myself into man. You see, that's how great we are, saints. That's how big we are. Don't let anybody put you down the life anymore or tell you you're good for nothing because the Holy Ghost breathed into you. Which means God has a purpose for you. He has a plan for you. And the same thing about life is that we all go through in life. We have our career and we study hard and we do all sorts of things. But we never stop to ask the Holy Spirit, God, Holy Spirit, what plan does God have for me? If God created us in the image and likeness, God must have a purpose for us upon the earth. And many times we live our life not knowing that purpose, not accomplishing that purpose, because we are so busy with life itself. But I'll tell you something, it is a joy to serve the Lord. It is a joy to know that the God that you will meet one day in judgment is using you upon the face of the earth. I tell you it's a joy. Because when He begins to use you, He begins to fill you with a love, with an anointing that you will never get from nowhere else. And He begins to show you that no human pleasure or creation or whatever invention could ever bring the joy upon your life than God in you today, being alive. Amen? Praise the Lord. Now we're going to talk about the two trees here. Verse 8. The Bible says, and the Lord God planted a garden eastwards in Eden, and there He put man whom He had formed. Now, when God created Adam and Eve, right? You know the story about in Genesis, God created Adam and Eve, and He placed them in the Garden of Eden. Now, a lot of things happened in the Garden of Eden. Man's existence upon the earth is just about 6,000 years. That is when God took Adam and Eve out of the Garden of Eden. But when they were in the Garden of Eden, a lot of time went. Maybe thousands of years went, I don't know. But our existence physically upon the earth is 6,000 years. That is after God took Adam and Eve out of the Garden of Eden, right? So the Bible says, and He put man whom He had formed, the next verse. And out of the ground made the Lord grow two trees, and out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. So Adam and Eve could have eaten anything on every tree of the Garden of Eden, right? The Bible says, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Now, I always wonder to myself, if God breathed into man Himself, and man become all power, all submerged and engulfed in the presence of God, eternal life is in man, why does God need a tree of life? And then why does God need a tree of knowledge of good and evil? Now I'll tell you something. A tree of life is also mentioned in Revelation 22 about a tree of life. Now, God made the tree of life, number one, so that Adam could recuperate himself, his strength, with the tree of life. And number two, so that Adam could be dependent upon God for eternity. You see, God says, okay, brother, here what's going on. I'm going to give you a tree of life now. It's either you choose to depend upon me and worship me, or you choose the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Now the tree of life recuperates Adam. The tree of life allows Adam to be dependent upon God. And the tree of life revive Adam or restore Adam's strength and his body. So even though God made Adam with such greatness of himself, he made him that he had to depend upon him. And that's what God wants for all of us. God wants us to be a hero in ourselves. He wants us to be so totally dependent upon him. Even if this congregation becomes 10,000 people, I'll still have to depend upon him. I'll still have to say, Lord, is there more? Lord, I need your strength. I need you to manifest. It's never going to be about me. You see? So Adam and Eve had to choose, is it going to be about God? Or is it going to be about me? Now, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil is a tree where when you eat of that tree, and you know the story well that Adam and Eve did eat of that tree. When they eat of that tree, they begin to function not by the spirit or dependency upon God, but they begin to function by knowledge, by the carnal nature, by the five senses. You see? So the Bible says, praise his name. Go to verse 16 in the same chapter. So Adam and Eve had a choice to choose. That's their will to choose. They had it. And here what God says. And the Lord commanded man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thou shalt surely die. Right? God made a command. He said, if you eat of this tree, you shall surely die. And that death is spiritual death, is total separation from the presence of God. Now, if we were naturally given that choice, I know all of you will choose the tree of life. We'll all choose the tree of life because we want what comes from God. We don't want to be dependent upon ourselves. But I believe Adam didn't think it that way. You see? Praise his name. Now I want to show you something in verse 18. And the Lord God said, it is not good that a man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him. Right? That's the part where the woman comes in. Right? Thank God for women, right? And all the women say? Amen. Praise the Lord. And all the men say? Wow, man. Guys! Okay. Easter is coming up, right? So if you fall Valentine, Easter is coming up. Praise the Lord. Now, here what's interesting about this now. The Bible says in verse 19, and out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them into Adam to see what he will call them. And whatsoever Adam called every creature, that was the name thereof. Now I want to show you something. I believe at this point in time, they were eaten of the tree of life. They were dependent upon God. Because God had made them with such an ability upon their life. And in God's presence, I'll tell you something, in God's presence, there is fullness of joy. In God's presence, when Adam and Eve operated in the Spirit, Adam was able to name, maybe there was 1 million creatures, and he gave them by name and characteristic. Adam did that. Just being in the presence of God, just drawing from the source of God. Adam did just that. You see? So by saying that, we must not totally depend upon our knowledge. what we can do. In God's presence, out of God's presence, Adam couldn't have done that. Definitely. That ability was lost because when they sinned. So you see the benefit of being in God's presence. You see the benefit of serving the Lord. You see? You see the benefit when God begins to feed, when you begin to fellowship with the Lord. It's a great benefit there than to operate in our five senses and the knowledge that we have. Right? Now, that was amazing to me, the ability God has given Adam. But you see, Adam was always in God's presence. How do I do that? I'll show you something. Go to chapter 3. And verse 7. Chapter 3, verse 7. Now, I was just in my bed trying to fall asleep, and it's very difficult to fall asleep when you know you have a silver sensei. You always tell yourself, Lord, is it this I have to say? Is it that I have to say? Lord, do I need something else for my message? And it just hit me. Why? One of the reasons why the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Now, you can take it to heart. You can think the pastor is going nuts, but I'll tell you why. And just hit me. Remember when Lucifer took the 10 of the angels of God and fooled them all, and they had a battle with Michael, and Satan fell upon the earth. In other words, I believe God says, you know what? I'm creating man in my image and likeness. I'm going to put 2 trees there to see if he will really choose me, or he will do what Satan did. Because when you read what Adam and Eve did, it was the same sin that Satan committed, the sin of covetousness. You see, it's right there in the Bible. You see, well, maybe God was right. You see, God, the Bible says in Ephesians, that God has allowed in the heart of God, Jesus has died before the foundation of the world. So even then, in the Garden of Eden, grace was given. You see? So now, let's turn to chapter 3 and verse 8. And you see, when they eat of the tree, and when they spend time with God, there was fellowship with Adam and Eve. And how I know it is that the Bible says in verse 8, and they heard the voice of the Lord walking in the garden in the cool of the day. God always visits Adam and Eve every day in the cool of the day. You see? So they have fellowship with God Himself. And the Bible says, and Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord among the tree of the garden. And the Lord God called unto Adam, as He did every day. He called to Adam and says, where art thou? And when we read it, we will think, hey, God is looking for Adam. He's looking for Adam and Eve. But God was not looking for Adam and Eve. He knew where Adam and Eve was. But when He said to Adam and Eve, where art thou? He was really asking Adam, Adam, you have sinned. He was asking Adam about his position as He created Adam. Where art thou, Adam? Were you not supposed to be in the position I created you? What has happened? I know you have sinned. You see, God was asking Adam about his position, but he has lost his position because of what he and Eve had done. You see? So there was fellowship in the Garden of Eden with God and with Adam and Eve as he spent his time in the presence. Now, I'm walking on this side a lot because I'm sort of dividing the 2 trees, right? Now, you guys are good trees too, but I'm just showing you that this is the tree of life, right? So I'm just coming this side so you can understand the presence of God, right? Now, hallelujah. Now the Bible says in verse 13, and the Lord God said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. So the same sin was committed. How do I know that? God tell him, don't eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and bad. If you eat it, you will surely die. In chapter 1, verse 27, look at chapter 1, verse 27. Precious Jesus. Precious Jesus. Sorry, go to chapter 1, verse 26. 26, and there it is. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fishes of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. In other words, God says, here what's going on, brother. I am giving you dominion over everything I created. In fact, I am making you God, or little God, upon the face of the earth. And that was the position God gave Adam and Eve. They were God upon the earth, but what little gods upon the earth. But what Satan come now, he's very wise, you know. I don't exalt him, but he's very wise. He knows the word better than me and you. See? And he said, no, Eve. Oh, God is just lying, man. He said, you shall not surely die, but if you eat of the fruit, you will be like God. They didn't know their position. See? And I believe how it happened is this. Satan came to Eve. Oh man, numerous amount of time, umpteen time, maybe hundreds of years time. Came to Eve. You know, the Lord says, if you eat, you will not surely die. You know, sister, you will be like God. He doesn't want you to be like Him. You see, He just placed you to labor in this Garden of Eden, and you can be a God if you eat this. And I tell you something, when something is just pounding in your head all the time for a long period of time, it eventually changes your walk. That's why it's very important who you listen to, what you listen to, and who you associate yourself with. Very important. Very, very important. You see? So Eve, after spending all this time with Satan, she eventually gave in to him. It becomes a reality to her that I will become a God, not knowing God has already created her to be a God. You see? And that's how we lose our position, friend. We lose our position when we get to listen to things of what other people are telling us, not knowing who we are. So when you get up in the morning, just repeat this and say, I'm a child of God, I'm born with the Spirit of God, Jesus dwells in me, the Holy Ghost dwells in me today, I'm covered with the blood, the angels of God surround me, the fire of God before me and go before me and after me. Say these things. So when you get up and you look over and you see the neighbor and they start to tell you all kind of things that happened to your daughter, whoever, you just throw it away. Because you know your position. You see? You know your position upon your life. So we need to stay within our identity, and we need to stay within our position as children of God. Amen? Praise the Lord. Praise the name of Jesus. So the Bible says, praise His name. So Adam and Eve committed that sin, and God is so gracious. The Bible says that God took an animal, killed it, and covered them with the skin. And that was the first blood sacrifice in the Bible, an atonement for your sin. Now I believe, hear this now, God created man in His image and likeness. He placed the ability in man. I believe when Adam eat of that tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and God come in the cool of the day and say, Adam, where are you? What's your position, man? You've lost it. I believe if Adam had said, Father, I'm sorry, have mercy upon me. I listened to the woman, and we're sorry, we sinned against you. Forgive us. I believe at that point in time, God would have forgiven Adam, and creation would have continued with Adam and Eve. The reason I say that, because the Bible says in Ephesians 1, go to Ephesians 1. I'll show you something in Ephesians 1. And it goes 3. Don't worry, we'll find it. Go to verse 3. Praise His name. Praise His name. Go to verse 3. He has chosen us in Him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy without blame before Him in love. So if Adam had said, Father, forgive me, I've sinned against you, forgive me, Lord, God will forgive Adam right here, because the Bible says in the heart of God, Jesus had already died for us. So grace was given to Adam and he didn't even know it. You see, so where you spend your time, what you do with your time is very important. It can either take you away from who you are and make you somebody else and allow you to forget the real person God created you to be. And the Bible says, in verse 22, chapter 3, and the Lord God said, Behold, the man is become one of us, to know good and evil, and now lest he put forth his hands and take also the tree of life and eat and live forever. So what God did, therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground for whence he was taken. So he drove out the man, and he placed them east of the Garden of Eden cherubims and a flaming sword, which stood every way to keep the way of the tree of life. So God says, you know what? Since Adam and Eve eat of the fruit, I have to take them out of the Garden of Eden, because they will eat of the fruit of the tree of life, and they will live in their sin forever. So to save mankind now, God had to take them out of the Garden of Eden. And here we are today. Thank God for Jesus, amen? Thank God for Jesus. Thank God. Now the tree of life, turn to Revelation 22 verse 2. It's very interesting about that tree of life in Revelation 22:2. I don't know if it's the same tree in the Garden of Eden, but it's so interesting. The Bible says in Revelation 22:2, and in the midst of the street of it, that before the throne of God, and the river that run before the throne of God, as you read Revelation, on either side of the river was there the tree of life. See, there's the tree of life already. Now, we're talking about the battle of Armageddon, we're talking about tribulation, we're talking about the battle of the 1,000 years is gone, we're talking about the battle of Armageddon and Satan destroyed and put in the lake of fire. Man, that's really good stuff there. If you guys need to read Revelation, you'll be excited for the rapture to take place. Really, really excited. And the Bible says, the tree of life, which bear 12 manner of fruits, and yield her fruits every month, and the leaves of the trees were for the healing of the nations. Now that river runs 1,500 miles long. That's the length of that river. And there, in the midst of it, was the tree of life. And the Bible said the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. Now when you check the Hebrew and the Greek, you check the translation, it was for the healing of the nations, for the earthly and for the earthly and for the spiritual. In other words, when all these things has happened, even in the 1,000 years, and I'm just throwing this for you guys, so you'll be excited to read Revelation. After the battle of Armageddon, there will be people upon the face of the earth. Babies will be born, all these things will be happen. And they will come back upon the face of the earth. Now the thing about it now is that we who are raptured, or we who die and put on the new suits, the resurrected body, will be upon the earth too as well. And they who are upon the earth, the Bible calls them earthly, they will live as we are living. They will live as long as they can live. They will die, children born, children born, children born. But the thing is, we upon the earth now will live forever. You see, because we have the resurrected body. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to watch them and float in the air and walk through walls. And the Bible says even after the battle of Armageddon, we will all have to go. The earthly and us will have to go before the tree of life and eat of the fruits. And the Bible said the leaves are for the healing of the nations. God created those two trees, the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And that tree of life was for us to be dependent upon Him. That eternity with God will take something. God will just make a magic one and say, brother, you're going to live forever, you're going to live forever with me without a cost. Jesus paid a price. There's a price we have to pay. And that price is for us to be dependent on God 24/7. And even after all the battle that take place, He still give us the tree of life. Why?